Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. I have really been enjoying the Muzak on YouTube lately. I don't know what else to call it. The smooth jazz for every mood. So I've got some on in the background, and hopefully it's not too loud, and hopefully I will be able to talk over it. But anyway, I enjoy having some music on while I'm doing other things, but I have found if it's music that I recognize and I really like, that I'm busy listening to the song and not getting any work done. So this, Muzak-y jazz is just the right thing for me to listen to. So we are here for another episode of Swatching Sundays, and I believe we left off with Diamine Green Black. So our first ink for today is another from my Faber-Castell sampler set, and this one is Garnet Red. Oh, and I have to tell you, I was getting set up for today, and I realized I only had a couple of swatch cards left. I had 2 giant stacks of swatch cards. Who has been using all of my swatch cards? I don't understand. So I had to hurriedly make a few to get me through some swatching, but I'm going to have another massive swatch card making session, because I just go through them so quickly. I can't believe it. I make dozens and dozens of them, and then poof, all gone. So this is Garnet Red. Garnet Red is, I don't know. Would we say that a garnet red is kind of a pinky red? Would that be a true statement? Not pink, but I don't know. Garnet red is its own particular shade of red, I suppose. Let's see. Ooh, There is way too much stuff on my desk. Okay, where was I? Oh, he needs a little reinforcer. I'm kind of getting things out of order a little bit. I'm feeling a little distracted today. I don't know why. Probably because I had to stop and make some swatch cards, because I can't remember what happened to all the other swatch cards. And I couldn't find my corner rounder, which drives me crazy. So I had to use the less than optimal corner rounder for my cards. Ooh, wow. He's just running like crazy. Ooh. Very nice. I don't hear a lot of people talk about these Faber-Castell inks. They have the, well, should I call them the fancy ones? The high-end ones? What are those called? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. But the ones that are kind of along the lines of the Iroshizuku inks, those are pilot inks, but they're kind of the gourmet pilot inks. And I think these inks, this sampler set that I got, I think they're kind of the standard Faber-Castell inks. And then there's another line that's kind of like their gourmet inks. And I can't remember what the name of that is. I don't think I'm imagining things. I think that really is a thing. Anyway. But yeah, it's kind of a burgundy sort of red. I'm not describing it very well, but it's not like a red. It's not a true red, it's not a brick red. It has a little bit of pink to it. Anyway, very nice, very nice. Oh, and I forgot his little reinforcer thing on top here. Well, speaking of garnet, I was watching CBS Sunday Morning this morning, my favorite show, one of my favorite shows, and they were talking about diamonds, which of course is appropriate because it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. This is Diamine Purple Pizzazz. Ooh, isn't this the shimmer one? Doesn't that sound like a shimmer one? I'm going to shake it up just in case. I think it's a shimmer one. But yeah, they were talking about diamonds, diamond mining. You know, we all hear that diamond mining is so, it's environmentally bad, and then of course there are all these regimes that fund their wars through diamond mining and all that stuff. So, there's some schmutz on my cap here. I'm just trying to clean it off a little bit before I put a sticker on it. But yeah, diamonds are incredibly valuable and incredibly rare. So they visited a diamond mine in Canada, of all places. I always thought diamonds were only found in Africa. But they're not. They're found in Canada. And they have, what am I trying to say? They have drilled under a lake in Canada. And they're mining diamonds. Who knew? And then they said that the mine has about 5 more years of life left, which sounds kind of sad. The mine is going to die. I don't like the way that sounds, but, you know, they're going to deplete the mine, basically, which does sound kind of sad. And then they will, you know, let the lake retake the mine. Diamine, purple, pizzazz. I'm forgetting about my ink here. Y'all are here for the ink and not to hear me yammer. Pizzazz. It has 4 Z's. Pizzazz. Shazam. So, anyway, I didn't know how I felt about, you know, a flooded mine. What will that do to the lake? Won't it make the level of the lake go down if they've excavated all of this dirt and now there's a giant hole in the middle of the lake, and then they take the dam away and let the water flood into the mine? Isn't the lake going to be diminished? I don't know. I'm probably the only person in the world that's thinking about this. But these are the things that I think about. And there goes my phone. I need to turn my phone off. Wow, that's really dark. And why am I thinking this is a shimmer ink? Isn't this a shimmer ink? Sometimes I wish they would say on the label if they're shimmer inks. And it doesn't really want to come off of the swab. I don't know. Whoop. It seems very, very dry, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the Q-tip it's usually mushy with ink, and this Q-tip is not mushy. I don't know. What is going on with this stuff? It's crazy. The alchemy of ink. I'm just going to dot some more on here. Oh, ink is so much fun to play with. Okay. I'm not... Well, yeah, I do see some shimmer. Okay. So, yeah, this is a shimmer ink. I thought so. Oop, and he needs a reinforcer on top. Ooh, I'm almost out of reinforcers. Let's see. I wonder if I can get some shimmer on my top here. Probably not. I don't know. I don't even know if the shimmer would show up on this top. It is super dark though, but very pretty. Whoa! Oh. I almost knocked over the sample holder, but knocking over the sample holder is okay as long as there isn't a sample in it, which there wasn't, so we're all good. Okay, so we're going to put him aside to dry, and he's sparkling just a little bit. Can you guys see that? It'll probably show up more later, but yeah, he's shimmering. I think this is a shimmer-tastic ink. Okay, next up we have Corneline d'Egypte. Corneline d'Egypte. And this one is definitely a shimmer ink, so gotta shake him up. Yeah, I got samples of all of the Jacques Herbin, the fancy shimmer inks. Now I have a sample of Emerald of Chivor. That was one of the first samples I ever bought. And I think the ink is beautiful, and I love the sheen. I love the color and the sheen, but the shimmer, I keep talking about the shimmer, you know? The shimmer just drives me crazy. It feels very inconsistent. Of course, I've never put any of these inks in a pen. I've only used them with my glass pen, and cotton swabs. So I really can't say how they would do in a pen until I get them in a pen and see what happens. So I'll get around to doing that one of these days. Ooh, wow, I got a lot of ink on there. But that's okay, that means a lot of shimmer in my writing sample. Alright, so what do we have here? Jacques. Bon. And this is Corneline d'Egypte. Oh, that is my French accent, which is terrible. Oh, who was that guy that was always chasing the Pink Panther? Was it Inspector Clouseau? So funny. I remember my mom loved watching the Pink Panther movies when I was growing up, but I was used to watching the Pink Panther cartoons, and I thought when we watched a Pink Panther movie that the Pink Panther was going to be in the movie. I didn't understand that the Pink Panther was a diamond and that the movie was like a murder mystery and everybody was trying to find the diamond. So I wasn't very interested in those movies as a kid. I was much more interested in the cartoons with the, you know, with the pink cat. All right. He is also being very dry, but I do see some shimmer already. Woohoo! Very exciting. Let that run around a little bit. Does he need a... Oh, he's already got a reinforcer on him. So good. Ooh, and I can see it shimmering. Very pretty. See, the shimmer just... It looks so good on the swatch cards, but... I don't know. Putting it in a pen makes me nervous. I know thousands of people around the world put shimmer inks in their pens. I just need to get over myself and do it. Okay. Robert Oster, River of Fire. You know, I think I might have just purchased a bottle of this. I've been thinking about this. Way back in 2020, I purchased some inks from Cult Pens. I believe that was during the 12 Days of Mary marathon. And I said I was just going to open the package and I would swatch the inks later. And I've never swatched those inks. So I think River of Fire was in that order. But oh my goodness, I need to, what am I doing? I'm going to hold that thought. Oh dear. Wet swap, wet swap. See, I'm talking and I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, what I was saying was, I have never gotten around to swatching that order. So I need to do that. And I keep thinking about doing it. I just haven't actually done it yet. Because, whew, if y'all remember, Cult Pens was having a crazy sale. I think this was back in October. But I didn't actually open the box until December. But they were having it was a 10% off sale for customers in North America. And then several of the ink brands were also 10% off. So I was getting a double discount on stuff. And they were just, especially the diamine inks, they were just crazy cheap. I couldn't pass it up. So now I have 10,000 bottles of diamine ink. And I got some Robert Oster too, because they were also on sale. But I just have very few bottles of Robert Oster ink. But I think River of Fire was one of them. I think I have... What do I have? What did I get? Blue Water Ice, maybe? I think? I mean, not from Cult Pens. I am just all over the place, people. I am so sorry. I purchased a bottle of Robert Oster ink. I think it was Blue Water Ice. And I've had that for a while. I've had it in my pen. And it's beautiful, but, you know, I think it looks almost exactly like KWZ Hawaii Blue. And somebody else was talking the other day. I forget where this was. Somebody commented on something. somewhere. I know that's very precise of me, but, you know, we need to come up with a list of all of the inks that look like other inks. And there are websites like, gosh, this is super dry. Because, you know, Robert Oster. But yeah, we were talking about how to find similar inks. And the Swatch.com website is a good place to start, but I don't know. It would be really difficult to do, I think, to create a list of lookalike inks. You know, like everybody's always trying to find a dupe of, you know, Lamy Dark Lilac or Lamy Petrol or Parker Penman Sapphire and all of those famous and impossible to find inks. But even for regular inks, like, you know, Yamabudo. Everybody knows about Yamabudo and everybody has Yamabudo, but maybe you don't have Yamabudo and maybe you have something else. And you might already have an ink that looks like Yamabudo, so you don't need to buy Yamabudo. Okay, this one is Noodler's Ottoman Rose. Ooh. Let me see. Swatch card. If I am not mistaken, I think Ottoman Rose is one of the CMYK colors. And of course, CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And they are the 4 colors that you can combine to make all colors. And, hold on, the music stopped. And, gosh, I think I might have a bottle of this. I want to swatch it anyway. You can never have too many swatch cards, right? But I think Ottoman Rose is the magenta in the Noodlers line. And I think I've gotten all 4 colors. And I really want to do some ink mixing. I found a chart, I think it was on the Noodlers website, of how you can mix the colors to get different tones. And it was really cool. Ink mixing is so much fun. So that's on my to-do list, my endless to-do list. But I do like, uh-oh, he had a drip. That's okay. I do like Noodler's inks. I know they're a polarizing brand, but I love them. And one thing I don't understand is, and if you have an opinion about this, please let me know in the comments. People say that some of the Noodler's inks are not good for pens, which is true. But because some of those inks are not good for pens, then they don't want to use any of the Noodler's inks. Well, Platinum Carbon Black, that's a permanent ink, and it could potentially be bad for your pen. It could dry up in your pen or whatever, but the other platinum inks are perfectly fine, and nobody seems to have a problem with that. I don't know. I just don't feel like people give Noodlers enough of a chance. So, you know, you like some and you don't like others. You use the ones you like and you don't use the other ones. It makes perfect sense to me. And there are so many beautiful Noodlers inks. In fact, the first bottles of ink I ever bought were Heart of Darkness, my giant gallon-sized bottle of Heart of Darkness that I will never ever finish, and Apache Sunset, and Navajo Turquoise. And they are beautiful inks, and I don't use them nearly enough because I have 10,000 other bottles of ink. But I'm very happy that I bought those inks, and I don't want to get rid of them. I'm not sorry that I bought them. I enjoy using them. So, do I like every Noodler's ink? No, I don't like any ink of any brand. I mean, like Robert Oster inks. They're a little quirky. They can be a little dry, a little temperamental. Am I going to dismiss all of Robert Oster inks because I have trouble with one? Of course not. Okay, this is Diamond Tropical Green. And let me remember to put his little doodad on there first. Okay, no more ranting about inks, I promise. Oh, well, I keep getting these suckers on crooked. There is a little indentation on the lid, which should make it very easy to line up that little liner, but it's not that easy for some reason. Okay, this one sounds lovely. Tropical green. Well, you know, it's like 38 degrees outside right now and raining. Could be worse, could be snowing. And I'm sure many of you are going through some unfortunate winter weather at the moment, so we are probably all wishing for some tropical green surroundings about now. Although, I don't know, I'm not really what you would call a summer person. I'm very pale. I sunburn at the drop of a hat. I don't like bugs. Bugs love me. So I don't think I would want to live in a tropical region, but I wouldn't mind visiting one. I went to Hawaii a few years ago, and it was beautiful. But yeah, I wouldn't want to live there all the time. It's very humid. It's very humid here, too. I don't need to travel somewhere to find humidity. I have that at home. I wonder if I can get the ink off of this onto my little label. I hate to waste this ink. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's working very well. Ooh, maybe not. It's really saturating the label. These labels are not the most durable things in the world. Anyway, I don't know. Is that too dark? Is that a bad example of the ink? I don't know. That's very dark. That's okay. Tropical green. Of course, it reminds me of the wildly popular Monstera plant, which are beautiful. But again, that's one of those interesting trends that I never understand how they catch on. I mean, Monstera leaves were huge. I think they still are huge, but I just don't know why. I mean, they are beautiful, but where did that trend come from? Whew, this is feeling kind of dry. He's not wanting to come off the Q-tip. Goodness. Can you hear that squeaking against the paper? I always feel like diamine inks are kind of wet, but this one definitely does not seem wet. Nope, this is behaving very much like the Robert Oster ink did. So we'll just get some blobs up there at the top. Okay. And I got his lid. Let's see. So how many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. 8 more to finish this tray. I don't know. Can we do it? That's a lot of swatching. I don't think I have enough swatch cards. Uh-oh. Well, how about we go till we run out of swatch cards? Because I don't want to stop and make more right now. All right, next up we have Lamy Topaz. And this is one of the crystal inks. So, I have several of the crystal inks. Because, of course, I found some really good sales on them. But I don't have all of them. I don't know if I want to have all of them, because not all of them appeal to me. The Beryl and the Peridot, those were my favorites. They immediately jumped out at me. But I think I've also gotten the Azurite and what was the other one? Amazonite, which is also very pretty. I'm going to do a fancy L. I like doing L's. Lamy. And this is Topaz. Let's see if I can get some ink on here. Oh, there goes my phone again. I meant to turn that thing off. Oh, technology. It's so insistent. It's like a needy little child. Look at me, look at me, look at me. So then we just need to turn off our technology so we don't lose our minds. Well, that just seems like a big old mess. Alrighty, where were we? Ooh, and I'm almost out of the good Q-tips, too. Oh, that's lovely. I was thinking that topaz wasn't going to be a color that I would like. Topaz always seems like a kind of a yellowy orange color to me, which isn't my favorite color. It can be nice, but I just didn't think this would be one that I would like. But that's very pretty. I've gotten much more into browns lately. Yep, that's very nice. Alrighty. Oh, and his poor little sticker just doesn't have a hope of staying on. This is a Birmingham ink, and this is Vaudeville Regalia. Or is it Regalia? I never know. And these little stickers are a little bit tricky to put on these lids. Oh, that's good. And again, this is an older sample from Birmingham. I don't think they're currently selling samples. So this was from their old batches of inks. So this is Birmingham. Vaudeville. Ooh, can I squeeze it in? Regalia. Ooh, and I know this is on a glass nib, but it is super wet. I mean, glass nibs tend to be a little bit wetter anyway, but this guy is crazy wet. And I generally think that Birmingham inks do tend to be a little bit wetter. And I am just soaking this little sticker, which is okay. All right. I think Birmingham has recently come out with some new inks. I mean, some brand new inks. I don't think these are remakes of their old ones. I think these are brand new. So if you know if these are new or remakes, please let me know. But they just have tons and tons of colors. Gosh, it's got to be so much fun to make inks. I wonder if they would do a tour. I'd love to go up there and see what they're up to. And maybe get an internship up there and learn how to make ink. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be so much fun? I would have the best time. An apprentice ink maker. That's what I would like to do. All right. We got a couple of cards left. Let's see. This is Noodler's Army Green. And you can tell from this old sticker that this is one of my old samples. And again, let me give it a sniff. Ooh. That's pungent, like many Noodler's inks are pungent, but I was wondering, you know, as an ink gets older, is it more prone to going bad? And if so, can you tell that it's gone bad just by the smell? But the chemical aroma coming from this sample tells me that nothing would grow in there, which is probably for the best. All right, this is Noodler's Army Green. Well, that's very nice. And I'm just going to leave his label on there because this one seems to be sticking on pretty well. But since I've got some ink on my nib here, I might as well lay a little bit more on there. Waste not, want not. And again, greens are so popular right now. Greens and browns. And brownish greens and greenish browns. What am I doing? Q-tip, Q-tip. that's a very nice green. Kind of that drab olive green that is very popular right now. And I'm getting a nice little drip out of him. Alrighty. Gus is looking at me so mournfully. He has no idea what I'm doing. He doesn't know why I talk to myself. Well, my dastardly camera cut me off again, so I don't remember at which point we lost contact. But I'm swatching the Birmingham Carmine, which wrote very wetly, but it did not drip when I tried to do a drip. So I did a redip, and I'm trying to get a drip now, and it is just not wanting to drip at all. But I was saying before that Carmine, to me, it's red, but I think of it as a redder red than this. This is kind of a brownish pink color. So I don't know if my sample has aged or if that's the way that it's supposed to look. I'm not sure. And it's not a bad color, it's just not exactly what I was expecting. Alrighty. We are down to our very last swatch card. So this will be all for today. And that final ink is going to be Diamond Pumpkin. Oh, this makes me think of Chris Fines because she likes Diamond Pumpkin. And hey, it works out perfectly because this is my last reinforcer. Yay! Oh, nope, crooked. Let me try it again. It should be easy, and yet it's not. So yes, this will be one of my orange samples, one of my orange swatches, when and if I ever get around to doing my orange comparison video. But until then, we can enjoy the samples individually. So this is Diamond Pumpkin. Now, I've never looked at the Diamond inks side by side, but just of the ones, you know, the ones that I can recall, I think Autumn Oak is my favorite, but I think it's a little bit darker. Maybe it has a little more brown in it. But this pumpkin is really bright. But then we had the Blaze Orange, which was also really bright. So it'll be interesting to see them together to see how they compare. Okay. And now for our final swatch of the day. So we'll make it a good one. And this does seem like a nice bright orange, but he's feeling a little dry. Sometimes I can just get the ink to flow off of the Q-tip, and he is not wanting to flow. So I'm going to give him another little dip and see if I can get a drip. And nope. He just ain't dripping. He just ain't going to do it. Nope. I'm getting some blobs, but no drips. Oh well. Alright, well, I'm going to give our inks a few moments to dry, and then we will be back and take a look. Alright, I didn't even count our samples to see how many we ended up with, but let's see what we got. Alright, first up we have Garnet Red. It's a very nice kind of, I don't know, sort of a burgundy color maybe. And I don't see any sheen, but it's a very nice red color. I'm not a huge fan of reds, but this is the kind of red that I would generally go for. All right. And then we have Purple Pizzazz, which is a nice dark purple. It's got a little bit of green sheen. Let's see if you can see the green sheen around the edge there. Not really. And it does have some shimmer. I turned the light on my phone to see if I could make it shimmer. Can we see that? Oh yeah, there we go. There, it's sparkling. Yep. So this is, it seems to be a more subtle sheen. But you know, I didn't notice a pool of shimmer in the bottom of that sample. So maybe this one just happens to be a lower shimmer sample. But still, that's very pretty. Okay. And then we have another shimmer ink. And this is the Jacques Herbin Corneline d'Egypte. And you can see that giant puddle of sheen on there. I mean, not sheen, shimmer. The giant puddle of shimmer. And there's so much shimmer, in fact, that it's hard to tell if there's any sheen. But I'm thinking that there is not any sheen. But yeah, look at that shimmer. That is just massive shimmer. It's very pretty. And very shimmery. And it's looking really yellow on the camera, but it's more orange in person. It's kind of a mustardy honey color on the camera, but much more orange in person. Alright. Next up we have Robert Oster River of Fire. And this one does have some sheen. Let me see if I can show it in the light. Oh, let me see if my cell phone can show us the shimmer. Maybe I need a spotlight. Ooh, use a spotlight on my ink samples. Nope, it's just not working. So this one doesn't seem to be a crazy sheener, but there is definitely some red sheen around those dark areas. And this is a very pretty ink. And it's interesting how there are so many Robert Oster inks that have fire in the title. I mean, there's Fire and Ice, there's River of Fire, there's Lake of Fire. And for some reason, Fire and Ice and Blue Water Ice always get mixed up in my mind. This is Lamy Topaz, and this is much darker than I was expecting, but it's a very pretty brown. And it might have a little bit of sheen. Let's see, that sheen, that's quite a tongue twister. That sheen seems to be showing up. Kind of a, I don't know, like a dark brown sheen maybe? Something going on there, but very nice. Alright, who else do we have here? Ooh, there's just samples all over the place. Alright, this is Diamine Tropical Green. And he's got a bit of sheen too. Some red sheen around the dark area. Again, it's just not showing up in the light very well. Let me try my cell phone light again. Can we see that? Just doesn't want to show. But it's very nice. It's a nice bright green, and that red sheen really sets it off well. Alright, next up we have Noodler's Ottoman Rose. And this one's actually still drying a little bit. You can see that wet spot right there. That's pretty surprising. So, oh, and there's that spot that I dropped. He's still drying too. Can we see the gleam on the wetness, sort of? Yep, there we go. So, yep, that is a very lovely, what would we call this? Magenta? Dark pink? Well, yes, if this is one of the CMYK colors, then this would be the magenta color, wouldn't it? I think this is the one that they said you can use. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, very nice. And who else do we have here? Let's see. Here is Birmingham Vaudeville Regalia. And this is a lovely dark purple, and there is some green sheen around the dark area. Can you see that? A little bit. So that's very interesting. Very interesting sheen. But a very nice color and very wet. Very wet. Which isn't bad, it's just an observation. And let's see, who else do we have here? Here is Noodler's Army Green. And that's a very nice sort of olive green color. Very pretty. Again, I don't see any sheen. Most Noodler's inks are not known for sheen. There are a couple. What is it? The Baltimore Canyon Blue is known to be a sheener, and I have seen some sheen on it. And Midnight Blue. I've also seen sheen on that. But that's generally when I'm swatching it. When I'm writing with it, not so much. But those are both still very pretty colors. And this one's very nice too. Ooh, a comparison of olive greens would be very nice. Let me scoot everybody up just a little bit. All right, then we have Diamine Pumpkin, which is a very bright, vibrant orange. And I don't see any sheen on this one, but it looks like it would be a good shader. I see some shading in the letters. And very pretty, very nice orange. And finally, we have Birmingham Carmine, which is sort of a muted burgundy color. And I don't see any sheen on this one either. It wrote very wetly on the glass nib, so I don't know if this would have shading or not. I'm thinking no, but I don't know. And then just for fun, let's compare it to the Faber-Castell. This one's definitely a bit redder. This one's very subtle and muted. But they're both very nice. All right. Well, we managed to get 11 samples in today, and we're almost done with the next rack. I think this is rack number 2. So we are knocking those samples down, people. We're going to get there. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.